What is going on? You are listening to episode 247 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, player 2. Eric, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? And what is up, NPC fam? It is your boy, Hate Zero, your hero.
Player 3, Nightcrawler.
Hey, how's it going? And it's Crawler coming at you.
All right. The music you're hearing is from On Being Human. You can check them out on Spotify and YouTube. Remember, this is an unofficial Nintendo podcast. And if you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, head on over to audibletrial.com/NPC. Pick up something awesome like Blood, Sweat, and Pixels or Ready Player One. The chair I'm sitting in from OP Seat. N64josh.com/OP Seat. Automatically save $10 at checkout. I love these gaming chairs. Go check them out. N64josh.com/OP Seat. If you want to get my book, Another Castle, on paperback, on Audible, or on Kindle. N64josh.com/Another Castle. With that, we'll get to the announcements.
Hey, listen!
I don't have the date picked yet, but we are going to be doing our Christmas carols this month. Probably a Friday. Okay? Probably Friday. So stay tuned. Keep some Fridays open. I know it's hard this holiday season to keep the weekends and Fridays open, but we're gonna be doing it. All right. The other thing, we're gonna be having a charity stream as well, also coming up very soon, and I'm doing a giveaway. All you gotta do is head over to my Twitter at N64Josh, pin tweet. It's not a Nintendo game. Shout out to Bonesaw for giving me a copy of Star Wars.
He just had a flashback.
It's still too soon. I have some PTSD.
The Fallen Order, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order. Okay, so there you go. I don't have the tweet up yet as of recording this when it goes out on the. So if you're in here live, sorry, it's not out.
It'll be out soon.
It'll be out soon, before this thing hits the airwaves. So, spoilers, I guess it's not out there. It will be. It will be. With that, we can talk about what we've been playing. Has anybody been playing any Nintendo games?
Well, it looks like Hate has, so I'll let him start.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys haven't talked to me since I picked up Pokemon. So last episode I was on, Crawler gave me all the negative points I needed to know that Pokemon's a game for me. And sure enough, for all the reasons he didn't love it, I love it. So I'm not very far yet. I did beat 3 gyms, I think, already, or maybe 2 gyms, 3 gyms. Now I'm just playing around in the wild area, and I'm having a good time. You know, I'm playing it kind of to the same degree I played Let's Go, so I'm not messing with any of the breeding. I'm not doing any of the fancy stuff. I don't know what's going on. I'm basically taking 6 Pokemon I like, leveling them up, and just punishing stuff. And it seems to let me play that way. So
Cool.
there you go.
That's the only Nintendo game you've been playing.
That's the only Nintendo game, because I beat Jedi Fallen Order Monday night, and that was probably the hardest game I have beaten possibly ever, but at least in recent years, because I'm not the gamer I once was. This is not your father's Star Wars game. This thing is brutal.
Super Star Wars and Super Empire, like that, those were hard games back in the day.
You know, they were hard for different reasons, though. Like, you didn't have to parry 14 enemies at the same time. You know what I mean? And can we talk about...
Just force push them all.
I have one complaint about the game. I know this is a Nintendo show, but I have one complaint about Jedi Fallen Order. Okay?
It's not on the Switch.
Yeah, that's a major complaint, right? But when you get killed by an enemy, they turn this golden color. When an enemy's about to attack you with something you can't block, they turn red. You can't see that when they're the golden color. This came to be a problem for me at a particular point in the game that made one of the boss fights take forever, because immediately I would get suckered into getting hit by an unblockable attack, and that's a wasted stim right off the bat.
You don't have to stim though. You just have to hit them once and you get everything back.
Yeah, you're right. Well, see, well, I'm not good at the game. So that's that. There you are. What have you guys been playing?
Well, like you, I dove headfirst into Jedi Fallen Order. I beat it on Saturday, and I had lots of fun. I've gone through and 100% of the maps and stuff. I'm working on getting all the collectibles and scanning all the things and getting all the plants. So I've been having lots of fun with that. But I guess a little bit. I've been taking my Switch up to play a little bit before I fall asleep every night. I've been playing a little bit of Tetris 99, just
Nice.
just playing around in there a little bit, just doing a few games. I did start up Shovel Knight again last night, just because I think that DLC is coming out. Is that this month? I think. I know the amiibo are coming out this month. I don't know if maybe the update's in April. I'm not sure, but I do want to get back into Shovel Knight because I never did go through and finish it. So I've been playing that a little bit, and then I have Grease that I want to play. Just mainly, I've been playing a lot of stuff that I think is important to discuss here at the end of the year, because Grease is being mentioned in Game of the Year some categories or whatever at the Game Awards. I picked up Control this week on Black Friday as well, so I've been trying to play that because that's nominated for a lot of things.
It was solid.
Yeah, and I mean, so I have Dragon Quest to get through, which I haven't really put the time in that I need to actually dive into that. So that might be something that I can focus on. I know Control's kind of a shorter game, so I kind of want to get through that and then maybe start focusing on Dragon Quest a little bit. But I've been just dabbling a little bit on my Switch, but the Xbox and PlayStation have been taking more of my time lately.
I streamed on Monday.
How'd that go?
I streamed Pokemon, and then
Okay.
I started doing voiceover for every character. So that got exhausting, but it was
Yeah.
fun.
Team Yell kind of sounds like this. Just so you know, I might
They're
do the
punk
rest.
rockers, though.
I might do
That's
the
not
rest
how
of
I
the-
would have guessed they sounded.
I might do the rest of the show like Team Yell.
Did you get to the first gym yet? I didn't see the beginning part of your stream.
No.
No. You've gotten through the opening ceremony, though, right? You're like
Taking that as a no.
you're on like part 5 of your playthrough. You went to like a gym, right?
I think
And you had a ceremony.
I think I've played Pokemon. It says 4 hours and 20 minutes. And I just got my gym outfit.
So yeah, you went to the opening ceremony then. What number did you pick? Do you have a number that you go to for your jersey?
I'm going to let you guess.
Were you dirty about it? Were you an adult or were
Almost.
you? Oh, okay, 64 is what.
Oh, wow. There you go. What a shocker. I was the neighbor.
Close
dirty.
to being dirty, I guess.
70. Yeah. No, 64. Yeah, of course. So played some more Pokemon. Got my outfit. Put it on. Then that was it. I think I learned how to fast travel. That's it, though. I don't remember an opening ceremony.
I don't know. Did he
So
go to
then
the
maybe you
opening
haven't
ceremony?
gone.
'Cause
Then maybe
wait,
you just
are you
only got.
talking
he has to
about
take the outfit and put it on and
The
then
dude,
go.
the dude from Hunger Games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You did it. You beat the game. That was rolling credits right there.
Yeah,
Josh
that's
did it.
that's the big gym. You come back there, so yeah, you already won. It's
Okay,
done.
sweet. Yeah, so after that, I played Halo on stream with Crawler
All right.
and Jedi.
Man,
I
that game's
believe.
slow compared to recent shooters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those older games are really, really slow, but still a ton of fun. Like,
Yep.
a ton of fun. And just real quick, throwing out a little shout out to Halo. Halo Reach is on PC and on Xbox One in the Master Chief Collection. It was the third most downloaded or played game on Steam when it came out.
How did anyone play it? I heard nobody could play it.
Well, so I have Game Pass and I have the Xbox Beta app on my PC, and I think it's also bad at updating games, and it was having errors updating, and if you click on the X to stop the update, it uninstalls. So I had to reinstall like 24 gigs of Master Chief Collection, and Halo
Beta
Reach
tests
is
don't exist.
yeah, well, I've been flirting with them every month here for the last couple months, but Halo Reach is its own download as well to unlock the key for that. So I haven't been going through Steam, but like even the Xbox app wouldn't launch the game for me last night. I had to go in through my start bar and find the program there and launch it that way. It worked for me that way, but I think the game it could use some updates because they didn't give some like common quality of life stuff for PCs with like multiple button mapping for weapon change, like multiple buttons on like a keyboard and mouse being able to do different things. So they could update some stuff and it would be good. I played some SWAT games last night on PC and it was fun. I think that's how I prefer to play my Halo anymore, is just quick headshots and kill people and move on. But looking at those games with what we played on Monday and with what Reach looks like right now, I'm optimistic for if Xbox and Microsoft want to move forward with xCloud in the future and where they want to put stuff, because Switch could definitely handle some of these older stuff. And if they put xCloud app on phones and Switch and everything, we could, I mean, that's the future we were hoping for earlier this year when we were talking about Halo and Master Chief Collection being the other game that came from Microsoft Studios to the Switch. But I think with the future of xCloud, we could potentially see that, and it would be fun. I would be excited for that.
I would be over the moon.
Did you guys see Digital Foundry's? This is off topic from Halo, but maybe not. I'll pull it back in. We'll see how I do. Did you see Digital Foundry's assessment of Alien Isolation on Switch? I think it dropped today or maybe last night.
So I heard about it and I listened to Run Jump Stomp's podcast. I think that was today's podcast that he was talking about that.
Not a sponsor.
What's that
Anyhow,
podcast
carry on.
called? In case anybody wants to go listen to it.
Switchcraft
There you
with
go.
Run Jump Stomp.
Nintendo Switchcraft.
Yep.
Not a sponsor.
He was talking about it, and Digital Foundry's breakdown of it pretty much showed off that the Alien Isolation came to PlayStation. Did it come to Xbox as well? I'm assuming both of those.
360 and One and PS4.
So it came to those as a port of the 360 PS3 game to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So they didn't know how hard they could push the hardware back then when it came. And so now that developers have had 3 years, developers have had over 3 years working with the Switch hardware, that they've been able to kind of squeeze it out and maybe get to the point where Nintendo's at with their own hardware where they can make their games look amazing. Yeah. But so yeah, it's just a product of, it's a better port that has taken advantage of.
So to make a really long story, a long crawler story here short, they believe it to look better than the PS4 port of it. So that gives you hope for something like a Master Chief Collection coming over, right? Because those were all last gen ports as well. Not saying we'll get Master Chief Collection, but I don't see why it couldn't run it if they're doing that great with something like Alien Isolation. So,
yeah,
Josh, you've got a chance. It could happen.
Ooh, I hope so.
It's probably not going to happen though. So sorry.
So, how long ago did Alien Isolation come out?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It was for the Switch.
Was it for the Switch this month or last week? I think it's it's recent.
Okay, I'm going back quite a ways and I don't see it. I usually check the store weekly and I don't remember seeing it, but
it might not even have dropped yet. I have no idea.
Okay.
On Switch. I know. Well, here I'm sure we can. This is Googleable. Everything's Googleable, right?
It's like I'm in there right now. Oh, I have to confirm my age with Nintendo.
I just opened my Switch and went to featured games to see if it was there, and I'm not seeing it. So.
Oh, they won't let me put 45 as a day in.
So,
all right. Well, you guys.
Available December 5th, so it has not dropped yet.
Tomorrow.
It's like we're on a podcast or something. It's available December 5th, and apparently it's a pretty good-looking port. $35.
Big
US.
games. 17.7 gigs. So
something to think about.
Cool. I bought that on Black Friday, like probably 5 years ago on Xbox One. Never fired it up.
There's no way I can play it. I'm too big of a chicken. I don't do jump scares, and having Xenomorph follow me the entire game, like, forget that. I can't live that way. So, but I hear it's one of the few Switch games, which this is another gripe. Can we just tangent for a little bit? It's not like we have notes today. I've got a gripe with the Switch. So many games don't use surround sound. What is going on with that? Like, I feel like surround sound for Switch, most stuff is just optimized for stereo. Alien Isolation's actually optimized for surround sound. So,
because it's a handheld. Probably
it's
why.
not a handheld though. It's a hybrid.
Yeah,
they sell it to me all the time. You can play just like the big boys.
3 ways.
So, yeah, you can play 3 ways. So,
But
anyways, back to the notes.
Hey, let's get to the news. Nintendo Switch sold very well over Black Friday weekend. This is from IGN. Over 800,000 Switches were sold last week. This makes it Nintendo's best week in sales over the entire life of the console. Games on the Switch hit new milestones this week as well. Pokemon Sword and Shield sold over 3 million in America. Mario Kart 8 reached 8.5 million units sold. Smash Bros. Reached 8 million. It's going to surpass Mario Kart. It's going to be the #1 game on Switch. Mario Odyssey, I almost said Mario Kart Odyssey. I don't know what that's about. Mario Odyssey reached 6.5 million. So, there you go. Switch is rocking and rolling. I almost got a light. I almost did.
You should have. That would have. They look so nice. I was looking at one in the store, and they look so nice. But
They do.
what are people buying? If Mario Kart 8's only reached 8.5 million, like, what are people buying for their Switch?
Well, I mean, this week, I don't know if it was only doorbusters or not, but a lot of the big titles that we talked about a couple weeks ago were $30.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild hit, I think it's peak numbers on Amazon, I think, for a little bit. So, that's a must-get title, which
Right.
we've talked about.
How many
But-
Switches have been sold total now? We're 50 million or something.
So I think this number is coming from retailers. So I don't know if we have an updated number from
We won't until January.
Nintendo. Yeah.
So if it's roughly 50 million, we should have roughly 50 million sales of Zelda, Mario Kart 8. At least, I mean, right? Like every Switch owner has to play those games.
Should,
You
but
have to.
but it's also the Fortnite effect. So
Yeah.
if you pick up your Switch or your Switch Lite and you pay your $20 or even your $3 or whatever for the month,
Yeah.
you have access from there to all those SNES and NES games that we've talked about in the past. Tetris 99. Even without paying for that, you have access to Fortnite and is Paladins. Do you need online to play Paladins?
I'm not sure, but there are
So-
Arena of Valor.
There's a whole section of free to play, and that's even with the other bigger consoles, Xbox and PlayStation, you buy those and there's Apex and Fortnite, and these kids anymore don't need to buy games. They just have those games of service that are free to play, and other people buying stuff pays for the game.
And don't forget about the free Kirby game that's available as well.
You can ask Super Nintendo about that. He's a master.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's doing good. I mean,
Yeah.
are we surprised? No. Would it have sold more if Animal Crossing had released this week, like I think it was originally going to? I think so.
But a lot of these Switches are going to remain in their boxes for another 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
That's a good point too.
The one thing to think about, like, I guarantee you there were people last year that bought a Switch to play Diablo on the go, and they didn't buy any other games after that. And they probably haven't touched the thing, you know?
They should pick their Switch back up and buy Mario Kart 8 and Zelda at the very least. I mean, I understand Mario Odyssey. Not everyone's a fan of 3D Mario. That's fine, but come on, you gotta at least get Mario Kart 8 and Zelda.
I don't disagree, but just to answer your question, like, why, like, there's probably, I don't know, maybe somebody in chat could be like, yeah, I bought that one game just to play that, and that's it, you know? Like,
Tweet it hate zero and let them know what single game you bought on your Switch.
Yeah, and also then give me an explanation of why you haven't bought Mario Kart 8 or Zelda, and I'll tell you how you're wrong, but just please do.
Pudding's like, it's me. I bought it for just Diablo. That's it. So no, but I'm really glad to see. I mean, stellar software lineup, like so many games. They're crushing it. It's really good to see. Speaking of crushing it, Mario Maker 2 will see an update tomorrow, 12/5. Oh, hey, it's from my website, n64josh.com. The update will add new course pieces: Spiky, Pokey, Frozen Coin, P-Block, Dash Block, only in 3D World styles. Master Sword, turn into Link and gain the ability to use the sword, shield, dash attack, down thrust, arrows, and bombs. That's only in the 8-bit Mario style, Super Mario Brothers style. Ninja speed runs, right?
They're calling it Ninja. I don't really know where that name derives from, but it's.
I assume that's the character, that little character, or what's that character?
There is avatar stuff you can earn by doing this mode. So it's a new mode that it's courses that are made by Nintendo. So this is the kind of support I was hopeful for in this game. So it's going to be speedrun type courses that are designed by Nintendo. There's going to be stuff you can earn. There's a whole trailer that's up on both NOA and NOE's Twitter page. I have a link to the Europe's tweet here. It's like a 4-minute and 15-second trailer that shows it all off. It's all going to be live probably by the time most of you all listen to this, so you can go download it and check it out yourselves. But yeah, there's going to be leaderboards on stuff. I think stuff to compete with other people, so it'll be fun.
Hey, keep it coming, right? Like, let's keep the support going for these games. We're still waiting for Mario 2 or something.
Yeah, especially this game too, because I feel like they've been radio silent for a long time as well, and they had just the one update that was play with friends or whatever, and that came and went, and I don't think it bolstered a lot of people playing the game. I think this is actually going to get me to put it back in my Switch and fire it up.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I like seeing this. Where's Odyssey's DLC?
So
it's going to be called Mario Odyssey 2.
I was going to say, I forget what I was listening to the other day, but yeah, it was like, this is just going to become something that they started making DLC and it just grew and grew and grew and grew, and it became Mario Odyssey 2.
Yeah, probably.
So next year's going to be big. Mario Odyssey 2 and Breath of the Wild 2. Let's do it.
Ooh, wow. Those are some.
That's a big year.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Those predictions, though. Predictions, not predictions, because I don't want another bad review. So, Nintendo Switch launches in China 12/10, bundled with New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, the only game currently approved in China. Plans to bring Mario Kart 8 and Odyssey. They're both in the works, but not yet approved. The Switch is going to take over the world, I guess.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I think. I mean, that's a pretty big deal, right? That's a big thing, and has potential. I was reading an article, I don't remember where, that said they were already sold out on their pre-orders in China. I think Crawler, you showed me the error of my ways and told me that the PS4 is in China. But if the Chinese people are anything like the Japanese people, and I don't mean that they are just because they're in Asia, but crowded, don't have a lot of space, don't have big houses. I assume a handheld's very desirable to someone living in tight living quarters. So the Switch might kill over there.
Well, and this is also coming in at they converted it's not yen. I don't remember what the currency they said whatever Chinese currency is. They converted it and it's $298 US. So it's coming in right at the $300 price point that we're used to, but they're also getting a game bundled in, and I think it also includes, for some reason they mentioned it includes a 1-year warranty on the system, which I think is inherent in all of our products that we get as well. But they're partnering with a Chinese company called Tencent, which, if that name sounds familiar, they own League of Legends. I don't know if it's outright, but a large percentage of it. and then they also own 40% in Epic Games. So they have a presence here in the US, but they are, I think, a large presence and kind of the gatekeepers of gaming in China, mainly because PC and mobile gaming is so prevalent over there, and the market is so restrictive when it comes to other games getting in. Hence why only one game is currently approved and only 2 more Nintendo games are currently on the docket. They have a trailer that I watched that only touts those 3 games, and so who knows if it's going to be Tencent games that get marketed. And I think they're a telecom company, so I think they have internet and stuff over there. So I think their partnership with Nintendo in bringing it to that market is inherent with them tying that into whatever the eShop is going to look like over there, whatever kind of control, because the government control on that kind of stuff is pretty prevalent over there.
Yeah.
But it's there and it's expanding the market, so it's growing.
Speaking of growing, man, these segues today, right? you got to hear. You didn't get. If you're only listening, Crawler he approves. That's all I'll tell you. He approves. You got to go watch the video. The SNES and NES library for Nintendo Switch Online are growing. SNES games, Star Fox 2.
That's it. I'm gonna subscribe to NSO now.
Super Punch Out.
No Glass Joe.
Oh yeah, what's the first guy called? I can't remember. It's like his dad though.
It's not Glass Joe. That's all that matters.
Yeah, poor Kirby Superstar Breath of Fire 2 on the NES side. You have Journey to Sicilia.
I think it was Sileus.
Yeah. Silius. Who knows what that is?
And Crystallis or I don't know how to say
2 NES games we don't really know about.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do know there are some fans of the latter game, so who knows? Hopefully they're both great. Still a handful of titles. It's like, come on, throw some money down and give us the Ninja Turtles games on both these systems.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Or even just like have Konami, if you're listening. I don't even know if Konami still owns it all, but they worked out something with One Up Arcade. So get a physical cartridge out. I'd buy it with those 2 games on it.
You could get the first Turtles game on the Wii for a while, and then
I had the 1989 arcade one on Xbox Live.
Yeah, those were both available. Both of those are games, Turtles in Time and the regular arcade game.
I mean, the PlayStation and Xbox games with gold and whatever the PS Plus games are, they're not always exclusive. So maybe Nintendo can work out a deal to throw one of those to Konami or whomever. And
yeah, well, especially since the some of the games back then on Nintendo and Super Nintendo were that was the heyday of licensed games. So some of those games that people think fondly of, look at Aladdin and Lion King, how successful that was, and just coming out on a cartridge.
Yeah,
and we didn't even get the SNES version of Aladdin on that either.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I was looking through the eShop. I almost picked up the Contra collection. Almost picked up the Castlevania collection. I was like, it's tempting. But then I remember I think there's physical copies of at least Contra. So I had to wait. But hey, let's jump on over to our talking points. I think it's gonna be fun. And chat, we're gonna want to hear from you as well. Here we go. All right, with the success of Mario Plus Rabbids and Cadence of Hyrule, what other first-party characters would you like to see Nintendo give out? What kind of game? And what company? Okay, so we've been thinking about this. Chat, pick the character, the company, and the style game you want. Okay, I think it'll be fun. Eric, do you want to start?
Of course, yes. Why not? So, man, this is tough. I mean, you dropped this on me, and I'm still struggling. I think the easy answer for me to go with would be, an Overwatch style, maybe made by Blizzard, but it doesn't have to. Some arena shooter with, all the Nintendo characters, kind of like Smash Bros, but not a fighter, a shooter. But I was talking about before the show, I think one of the things that made Mario Rabbids and Cadence of Hyrule so great they were two things I never thought of. It wasn't a collaboration I would have ever created for either of those. And so I think that's what made those stand out to me as being so great, is because, like, man, I never even thought to give Mario these different guns and not let him jump. And
Well, yeah, because like I don't really play XCOM style games, but I picked that up just because of how well it was being talked about everywhere and how highly it was ranked on a lot of must-own Switch lists and all that kind of stuff. So it was a different style game that I wouldn't normally pick up and play, and I did. And same goes with Cadence of Hyrule, like Curse of the or Dance of the Necrodancer, Curse of the Necrodancer, whatever, was on sale in the week leading up to Cadence of Hyrule, so I picked that up as well as Cadence of Hyrule. So just adding that first party IP to something else that maybe you wouldn't traditionally think of, it can sell games for you as well.
Yeah. I think I have a guess on what Josh's is going to be, but I'm not going to say it. I'll just let everyone know if I was right or not. So
No, say it, because I have a few.
Okay. I think you want Metroid done by 343.
Hey, there's some Metroid devs over there.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that would be right up your alley, a proper Halo style Metroid.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Too bad. Crawler.
So you sprung this on us kind of right before we went live, and I was thinking about it. I opened up my Switch and I was kind of scrolling through looking at stuff, and I scrolled across Splatoon, and I thought about it, and I something that jumps out to me that I think would be playable with those characters is in the vein of Halo Spartan Assault, which is a twin stick isometric point, like the twin stick shooter. And I think that could maybe expand on the lore a little bit of that universe that they have created, that is kind of buried in there's a little bit of lore that you find out, but I think there's more that they could explore. So 343 I think initiated that, but looking this up, I think Vanguard Games is the studio I think that did most of the development on that. So I think Spartan Assault it got a sequel as well. I forget what it was called. Spartan Strike. So they did two of those games. But yeah, I think that would be interesting with what is a Nintendo shooter, and they could find some interesting ways to use all those different guns and find interesting ways to tell their story that they have.
Yeah, that's cool. It's interesting that you went with twin stick shooter. I like it. One of the things we talked about before we decided on this topic, I said, hey, think about games that we don't have, like real-time strategy games, things like that aren't really on the Switch right now. And, who could make those? So this is gonna be completely out of left field. I'll tell you guys my first one, actually, though, before I tell you the left field one. My first thing was get the Factor 5 team back together and let them have Star Fox. Okay. I mean, Star Fox in that Starlink game was fine. It was more of an add-on than like an actual Star Fox game. So if you could get the Factor 5 team back together making a game, give them Star Fox. Make it gritty, used future, that kind of stuff, less shiny. Like that's what I'd love to see. Now, this is going to be out of left field. You're also not wrong about Metroid and 343, of course. Like Metroid as a Halo style, like give us a cool story. The only other thing that I would say that could be cool with Metroid is to give it to the Assassin's Creed team. And
then you can climb stuff, jump off of it, and assassinate high value targets.
Yes, but I think the bounty hunter aspect of that could be pretty cool because you'd receive different bounties depending on what you were doing, and so maybe nobody's game would play the same.
What team made Star Wars Bounty Hunter back in the day?
That's a great question. I'd have to look.
But that could be interesting as well with like the.
If I pulled that name
jetpack.
right out of the air and just was like, oh, it was these guys, would you have been like, why do you know that?
I would have Googled it and double checked you probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this game is available in the App Store and on Steam. And it is called Field Runners. And it is a tower defense game. I would play. So Subatomic Studios. This is one of the few phone games I would play, mobile games. Field Runners is great. One of the best tower defense games you can find. So give these guys the assets of Mario, right? So I'm talking like, you got like the fire stick from the Super Mario Brothers, right? Set that up, it's spinning. Having Goombas be the enemies, and then turtles, and all of those different Mushroom Kingdom just running over trying to whatever it is they're trying to do, break into the castle.
Put chain chomps in the way.
That'd
be cool.
Like, whatever. Mario and Luigi up in towers throwing fireballs. Maybe you get a little interaction where you actually control them, jumping between towers, things like that. I think there could be a ton of fun had with a Mario style.
I think that's actually brilliant. Tower defense is one of the few mobile games I actually enjoy. I won't get lost in. I just hate mobile gaming on my phone, but that's one of the few that I've actually enjoyed in the past. So that'd be a pretty sweet idea.
Yeah, I just think there could be so much charm with the Mario Kart, and mix it up a little bit and do let them make an 8-bit game, or like, so you play through the 8-bit level, then do the 16-bit level, like, and then once maybe you unlock them, I don't know, whatever the case is, you could play the style you like the most, similar to like Mario Maker, but just in a tower defense game. I would play it. And what I don't know, this is what confuses me right now. The state of gaming with the Switch and mobile. You have mobile developers porting games over to the Switch. Field Runners, by the way, was on the DSi. You could play it on from that shop, that eShop. It was there. Why aren't we seeing Nintendo's mobile games? Like, why isn't Fire Emblem Heroes on the Switch? It's something that could easily be done, right? It seems like they're leaving a little bit of money on the table for people that could be purchasing and having,
I wonder if it's because they recognize how predatory some of those mobile games are, and they want to keep that isolated to what is historically a adult device, I guess. And even though kids have tablets and phones and all that kind of stuff, I think the owner of the credit card and the phone is you approve that purchase, whereas the Switch is more marketed to kids, and they got to be wary of that. And I don't know if they necessarily want to enter that realm. I think they recognize how criticized they are on some of their mobile developments, and maybe don't want to open that up to be the wide spectrum of the whatever we just said, 50 million plus users on Switch.
Well, that being said, they created games very similar to Candy Crush with Pokemon that
That's
you had
true.
to pay for moves
the Quest, yeah.
on the 3DS. So it's always kind of baffled me. That being said, I don't really care if the Fire Emblem game's similar, but if you were to do a game like this tower defense, why not put it out on mobile and on the Switch too? There's and like we did see that happen, like you just mentioned, Pokemon Quest, right? It came out on the Switch first, and then and we've seen it with like Fallout Shelter, things like that, right? Also, so I mean, it just seems a little bit like they could be a little more like congruent with the way the mobile side is and the Switch.
I would play Mario Kart Tour on the Switch.
If you could actually control it.
Controller.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Mario Kart Tour real quick, though. I know this is a little bit off topic. I fired that up today because I fired up every day to get the free stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who. Somebody tweeted me, if you dropped $40 on the red B Dasher, tweet at me. I want to know. I want to know if there's anybody out there like, what? What are they doing with the
It was $40.
with the pricing model of Mario Kart Tour? You get other stuff, right? You get like 20 of the question mark rubies or whatever those things are.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, their pricing is.
that's I was like, Red B Dasher, that thing looks sweet, and then it said $40. I was like, there's no way.
It's a shame too, because like graphically, that game is super impressive. I never would have expected that quality of a Mario Kart on a phone. Like I don't know. It could have been something decent. The controls, I hear you can get used to. I'm not a huge fan of them.
Yeah.
But man, what they're doing is just insane to me. It's insanity.
I mean, the only premium content I have from that game is I grinded a lot without paying, like not paying for anything, and then activated after I had earned a lot of the stuff that would be retro activated given to me. I activated the 2-week free trial and then immediately canceled it, and so it stopped whenever I hit my 2 weeks. And I was able to unlock a lot of that stuff in that first kind of go through. And I think it bled over into being able to get some stuff in the second season, because they only have like 2-week seasons in that game. Mm-hmm. So they're just recycling stuff and just reskinning Mario, reskinning Peach, and introducing
Waluigi today? Anybody else see Waluigi? I snapped a screenshot.
And I mean that they introduced Luigi finally when it was like October, and they were doing the mansion type course and stuff like that. So they have these themed stuff, and if you want to compete in the leaderboards, you have to have that premium stuff, so you get the better items and the higher multipliers on your score, because it's all score based and it's not winning or anything like that. So it's if you're addicted to getting the high score, then you have to buy the stuff pretty much.
I feel like the way they should have done this game is make it more of a traditional Mario Kart and then sell a lot of aesthetics, just like cosmetic items, things like that. Like you want the different wheels, and
I don't even
price
think
it
they've
low.
introduced.
Price it low.
Yeah, and I don't even
like
think they've introduced the like true multiplayer yet. It's all just bot stuff that you're doing. So we aren't even doing peer-to-peer multiplayer yet on there. I think it's supposed to be coming, but they still haven't done that yet.
Mario Kart Tour just won like casual game of the year from like some kind of like from the Google Play. I don't know if it's official from Google or from someone else, but like it just seemed like if they would just look at Fortnite and go, okay, we're gonna do these seasons, these little tours. You have 2 weeks to buy Waluigi for $2, right? Like these are now prices that people would start throwing money at it probably a lot more regularly, and they'd see a huge return on their investment. Now, maybe there's people out there buying this stuff. I don't know, but $40.
Just go spend the 60 and get a Switch, or spend the $360, get a Switch, and you can have a lot better experience racing Mario Kart on the go with your Switch.
Crash Team Racing was $15 this last Friday, right? Like you're talking about a full console game.
I saw a Wii U refurb bundle that almost made me pull the trigger at GameStop over Black Friday. It was like $90 and it came with 3 games. Get Mario Kart that way.
Not just
there
one.
you got to buy the DLC a little bit, but yeah.
But even still, you can get the DS version, you can get the Game Boy version, you can get the 64 version, you can get the Super Nintendo version. Like you can play Mario, like pretty much any Mario Kart you want on the Wii U, including the only one you're going to be missing is the GameCube and the 3DS. I think you have every other Mario Kart on there, because you can also play the Wii games. They're backwards compatible, right? So I was very shocked to see that it was $40.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know.
And it's unfortunate, because when I first saw it, I was like, I'll throw a little cash at this. This is cool. $40. That's the only way you're getting it. I was like, no way. $10 more, I can go buy Dragon Quest or whatever. You know what I mean? For like, and spend hours and hours and hours playing that. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
But hey, we got homework for people next week though.
Wait. We're supposed to do the game we create. I call developer studio.
You have developer? Okay. You want characters or game style? Crawler.
I'll take characters.
Oh, I get game style. Okay. All right. Cool. So who goes first?
So I saw. I'll give you characters first.
Okay.
I saw when I was scrolling through, looking at the Mario Maker tweet on Nintendo Europe. They posted yesterday about the anniversary of Donkey Kong 64. So I'm going to say the cast, all 5 Kongs from Donkey Kong 64. Your character kind of palette there.
Okay.
You picked the studio then. You go with the studio.
Kojima Studios. Good luck with that one, Josh. Let's see what we get. Let's see what our game's gonna be.
Oh, it's simple, man. It's Death Stranding with Donkey Kong.
What's he delivering? Bananas?
Bananas.
You know.
Obviously.
Bananas, coins.
Hey, I'd buy it. I'd buy it. Why not?
Diddy's like down his throat or whatever. Like, you know, like he's got a little ditty that he's growing in the artificial womb. Like, oh my gosh.
Well,
The
tiny
possibility.
gets small, so tiny could be in there too.
What is there a lack of potassium in the world? It could be. It could be. Let's flesh this out a little bit though. I've only seen very little about Death Stranding. Now, you can like pile on the gear and your guy loses his balance and he'll trip and fall, things like that. Donkey Kong's he's yoked, right? So like
Yeah.
maybe some of the objective here is like he can load himself up with barrels. What do these barrels do? Like, do they shoot stuff possibly?
Well, so also this just came to me when you were talking about that. Later on in the game, you get to build like zip lines and roads and other stuff. So you can build like vines and minecart tracks and all sorts of other stuff with that as well.
There you go.
Later on.
That's Donkey Kong quintessentially. So
Donkey Kong Stranding. So,
yeah,
did we
DKS right there. Donkey Kong Stranding, made by Hideo. So you know it's gonna have crazy twists and turns, and that'll be something.
Will it end at the original Donkey Kong, like on the construction site, like he's walking up to the top? That's it.
That's what he's delivering.
carrying
He's delivering
barrels
girders
to
and
the top of the
Wow.
of the building so that he can throw them at Mario. That's how he
Wow.
got all those barrels.
you gotta build the skyscraper first, and then you deliver the barrels.
Full circle. We just did it.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
Wow. Kojima, you can send your check to @HateZero.
Yes, do that, Hideo. Do that.
Oh my gosh. If you guys liked our Donkey Kong Stranding idea, make sure to tweet at us and let us know. With that, we're gonna wrap this thing up. All right. Eric, where can people find you?
You'll find me on Twitter. You'll find me on the Discord. Maybe occasionally playing some game. Everything's at HateZero.
Crawler.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E. Also hanging out in the Discord, like Hate said. And I'm gonna hit you with this real quick right now. Next week, we're gonna be discussing what we think will be kind of the big announcement stuff at the Game Awards, which will be on that Thursday, the 12th. So Josh is going to get an article up. We also might get something going in Discord or on Twitter to let you guys kind of weigh in as well. Tell us what you think, and we'll discuss that next week. So look for that, and we'll get the link up in Discord.
There you go. Guys, if you want to connect with me, it's at N64Josh everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, all of them. Make sure to follow me. I love TikTok. It's too much fun. So, guys, on Facebook, though, send me your memes. I need your gaming memes. I've been putting out some great ones. If you're not following the Facebook page, go and follow it because that's where the memes are at right now. There's a picture of a guy on a subway that looks like a final boss in Final Fight, and above it just says, you know this guy's health bar is going to change multiple times before he finally starts taking damage, right? Like, I was rolling. So much good stuff. If you got like cool gaming collections, hit me up on Instagram. I'll feature your stuff on my stories. If you just want to chat with me, Twitter's the best place, or Discord. So come hang out. Come and hang out. Remember, we got a handful of things happening this month. I will have everything nailed down, all of our schedule for the Christmas caroling, all that stuff. By the next podcast, you guys will know what's up. I may also have some very exciting news for the next podcast about my future. So yeah, could be some cool stuff there. We love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening. It's been a killer year. We're going to be at episode 250 before you know it. I can't even believe that. We haven't even hit 3 years yet. We'll be at episode 250, so it's bonkers. You guys want to do us a huge favor? Share this with somebody. Throw it in a Facebook group. Throw it up on Reddit in the appropriate subreddit. That'd be awesome. It'd be awesome just to have more people get involved with the community and hear the show. So thank you guys if you already do share it. I really do appreciate it. The last thing, patreon.com/n64josh if you want to help support what I got going on. That's it. Love you guys. Bye now. Someone say something funny. They're waiting for it now.
Donkey Kong Stranding.
That was way better than I expected. Midfi Senpai says, not funny.
It's not a game. That's real life. That's everything we need. We never knew it.